Good morning, folks. It's Diamond with the Oppenheimer Ranch Project, Magnetic Reversal News, Sacred Geography, and Shinrin Yoku, bringing you a grand solar minimum update Friday, August 11th, around 11 a.m. Mountain Time 2023. NOAA forecasters increase the Atlantic hurricane season prediction to above normal, and the death toll in Hawaii, the Maui fires, climbs to 55. Keep calm. It's boom time. Maui's mayor says the historic town of Lahaina has been totally wiped out by wildfires. It's all gone. And there are still thousands of people still missing on the island of Maui as the death toll climbs to 55. Clearly, you can see how large and widespread that fire was from the coast inland. The death toll from the devastating wildfires on the island of Maui has now climbed to 55. As officials warn, the loss of life is expected to rise further. Another 17 fatalities were confirmed on Thursday, taking the toll to 53. But by Thursday night, another 2 people had been found dead, according to Maui County. And our hearts, our thoughts, and our prayers go out to all the people affected. The town of Lahaina has completely been
look at the
wiped
harbor
off the map.
Yeah, I don't even know what to say about it.
And all the links will be below to all of the stories we discussed today, so go check them out. Rounds of severe storms to impact the Midwest and East throughout the weekend all the way into Monday. And severe weather blew through Wichita Falls overnight, leaving destruction. A storm breeze through Wichita Falls causing the complete destruction of multiple structures. Take a look at this strip mall. Completely obliterated. Looks like it might have been a tornado that ripped the roof off there. Isolated strong to severe storms possible later Friday and again on Saturday for Missouri and Iowa. So heads up in those regions in the center of the U.S. Twin Cities, Mankato, Rochester are in the threat zone for severe weather today. And a tornado tears a roof off a house in Colorado with hail the size of canned hams. Wow, that's a big hailstone, a canned ham. Here we could see that tornado in Yuma, Colorado, just the other day. At least one tornado, possibly 2, touched down in Yuma County on Tuesday and churned up debris, causing damage south of Yuma, but sparring buildings in the town center, which is good news, especially in a season where they just upgraded the hurricane map, and we'll get to that in a minute. 2 tornadoes tear through Yuma County, destroying property. Here we can see that damage to some of those homes. Oh, that doesn't look good, but the way homes are built today, you would expect very minor activity to rip off the roof here. Look at these over baseball-sized hail, and these people are completely silent. Yeah, there's more damage. The National Weather Service says its preliminary report that the EF3 tornado struck Yuma with a peak wind speed of 150 miles per hour. NOAA forecasters increasing the Atlantic hurricane season prediction to above normal. That means the likelihood of greater activity rises due to record warm sea surface temperatures. Scientists at NOAA Climate Prediction Center, a division of the National Weather Service, have increased their prediction for the ongoing 2023 Atlantic hurricane season from near normal to above normal with today's update. Forecasters believe the current ocean and atmospheric conditions, such as record warm Atlantic sea surface temperatures, are likely to counterbalance the usually limiting atmospheric conditions. And so here is the new 2023 prediction. 14 to 21 named storms, 6 to 11 hurricanes, 2 to 5 major hurricanes. We've already seen Arlene, Brett, Cindy, and Don. We're headed towards Emily. And according to the prediction, we should cover this entire list by the end of the season. So stay tuned. Currently, no tropical cyclone as activity is expected during the next 48 hours in the Eastern Pacific. We do have 2 disturbances in the Eastern Pacific. I just said in the Atlantic. There are no disturbances in the Atlantic, and we have 2 disturbances in the Eastern Pacific. One with a 40% chance of cyclone formation, 80% chance over the next 7 days. This is headed to the west. And disturbance number 2 with very low probability. Here's the full forecast. Heat expands in the Northwest. Severe weather potential for the Midwest and Ohio Valley and even the Northeast. The prolonged dangerous heat wave continues across the South and the Southeast. The heat will expand into the West and Northwest later this week and continue into most of next week. Meanwhile, a couple of strong systems will track across the plains, Great Lakes, and Northeast, where the threat of severe thunderstorms and heavy rainfall will exist today and into the weekend. And we're praying for rain here as the monsoon has barely even kicked in. Seismic update, no quakes of note. Everything is quiet across the Western Front. We have an interesting rumbler here up in Maui, Canada, 2.5, and some activity happening on Hawaii. Worldwide volcano news update. Maui volcanic cloud unknown, Ubinus to 21,000, Reventador to 14, Semaru 14,000 feet, Santa Guito 15,000 feet, Fuego to 16,000, Ibu to 9,000, very low level day. Here we can see Mayon lava flows increasing, and what a beautiful sight there. Space weather news. We have an increase in X-ray flux, and this is because we've got sunspots that are moving to the limb. Active region 3394 should become active in the next 24 hours, blasting off M or X flares, as well as active region 3395 in the next day or so. So we should see an uptick in space weather activity as we can see the X-rays rising, and that's due to the Earth-facing quiet effect that no one has been able to explain. Unbelievable. Astronomers claim the direct evidence of gravity breaking down. I was feeling like I was dreaming. It seems so unreal. This is because my results did not match any previous results, said astronomer Kyu Hyun Che. Now, it is my supposition that we don't know gravity. Yeah. Gravity is not constant. It's not constant anywhere on the planet Earth. And why would it be constant anywhere in the universe? Well, that's beyond the standard model. So we need a complete reworking of physics and astrophysics stat. Earendel revealed James Webb Space Telescope lifts the veil on the most distant star known in the universe. Because the universe has been expanding at an accelerating rate since the Big Bang, the star now lives a whopping 28 billion light years from Earth. The only problem with that is it's much larger than our star. Look at this. It's in a string of pearls, just like is predicted by the electric universe. And this little tiny baby is the furthest star away from Earth that we can see. Now, there's tons of problems with this. They're basing this on things like redshift, which show very little. They show objects moving towards us and away from us, not necessarily distance. And so once again, big problems with the standard model of cosmology. This star is too big to even exist 13 billion years ago. And so what is going on? We don't know. Well, one thing we do know is this LK99 that everyone has been talking about as a room temperature superconductor is the exact opposite. It's actually an anti-superconductor. Yeah, not a room temperature superconductor. What we're looking at here is just ferromagnetism. Yeah, that's just a magnet. So, once again, the Wuhan lab scamming the US and the rest of the world with fake news. This is not fake news. This is extraordinary and mind-blowing. These are 300,000-year-old giant handaxes that were unearthed in Kent. Yes, that is in the UK. And some of these handaxes are massive. You can see our holding one. It's over a foot long. Look at that. The purpose of these large handaxes is completely unclear, especially because they're 300,000 years old, and Homo sapiens weren't even on the planet. But they assume they were used as cutting tools for activities like butchering animals or cutting meat. But Very impressive, massive handaxes with very good dating. These were found in a karst hole that had dropped down 300,000 years ago, burying them. So completely pristine, captured in place almost 500,000 years ago. We were using pretty advanced, large tools. Now, the world's strangest research vessel heads for the scrapyard after 60 years. And we're talking about the Scripps Institution of Oceanography's innovative floating instrument platform, FLIP. It has been towed off into the sunset for the last time. This is an amazing scientific station, and you can watch some of the amazing videos of FLIP on the interwebs. Let's take a look. Probably get demonetized for that cheesy music there. But as you can see here, ballasts open up, and this gigantic, thin, pencil-like object then is suspended in the ocean with heavy weight of water in the ballast. And it, in fact, allows scientists to make extremely precise measurements while at sea, as opposed to being on a boat that is listing up and down in the waves. This is much more stable. So go check out the videos, and farewell to the Scripps Institute of Oceanography's FLIP vessel. And that's a boom to knowledge. Please share this video, as we are shadow banned and we need your help to grow. Become a Patreon. Support the work we do. We love you. Be safe. And that is a boom to knowledge.